Welcome back to another episode of the Day After podcast.
What's up, guys? And yeah, so today's theme is 2022. So basically, it's characters slash people slash that have, had something going on in 2022. They could have been a bit part in a show, even if they weren't introduced in this year, but they have to have some significance in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form with 2022. Like as you can see on mine, we have some characters, we have video game characters, we have some singers, an actress, we have a marathon or a runner. So like, and then some just random guy. So basically, it's like 2022, it's the end of the year, and we think back, and these are some people that kind of remind us of 2022, whether it be personally or, well, the main objective was like, something within pop culture or
Yeah.
politics or something.
Yeah. A big group of people enjoyed them sometime this year where
Yes.
they were in the news, they were they released something that became like a big mainstream thing.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So I do want to do an improv bet, but once we introduce the second character, you know who I'm talking about. I want to propose it.
Okay, go for it.
All right, but first we got to get through the people I chose. So first up, we got Eddie Munson from Stranger Things Chapter 4. And, everyone fell in love with this guy automatically. He became a fan favorite right off the bat. Um, no pun intended. To anyone who has seen, there's going to be spoiler alerts for a lot of these things. So
Yeah, it's
keep that in mind.
inevitable.
Yeah. So basically, he loves D&D. He is the DM for the campaign. He leaves the vocals for Chrissy Wake Up, that whole thing.
Yeah,
And
I should say I actually haven't seen the season of Stranger Things. I'm
okay.
like so far behind. Like I haven't even seen season three.
I will, without leaving too much. So basically, he is a social outcast. A lot of people think that the entire town basically thinks very negatively of him. But when you get to know him, he's a very friendly guy. He kind of takes Dusty under his wing a little bit. He loves D&D. He loves rock music and stuff like that. And deep down, he's a really good guy. Even
Uh,
though his outward appearance might suggest like, nah, screw everything.
yeah,
Nah.
he's definitely got that 80s bro look right now.
Yeah,
From this
yeah.
picture especially.
He's a misfit. First scene we see him in, he's making a huge monologue on a in a busy cafeteria on his table. He's walking down the cafeteria table and just like, rapping and raving about whatever. Yeah. So I felt like
Nice.
he was a good pick.
Nice. Well, I'm excited. I like the first couple seasons of Stranger Things. I don't know. Season three just kind of like took me out of it. Like it just seemed like they went in a different direction with that season than the previous two, and I just wasn't
They
really
it
vibing with it.
did. It did. I still think it's a good season overall, but I will say that it is probably the weakest out of the four.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, you got to watch because especially, with this one, him, Vecna, both of those were really great additions to it. And it's like, nah, I feel like so many iconic moments came out of season four. And I feel like, and we'll get to another person in a sec because they also are kind of tied to Stranger Things as a result. But we'll get to her in a bit. Next up, for those of you who are familiar with this little production company called A24, they had one of their highest grossing movies ever this year. And it's Everything Everywhere All at Once. And basically, it's a movie about this one lady, Evelyn Wang, who is a broke laundromat owner who's in a failing marriage. Her daughter doesn't totally respect her and everything. Basically, one day her husband is possessed by her husband in another dimension, another universe, and it's like, hey,
Uh,
you are about to be targeted. You got to put these on, and basically, the main bad guy is going to, try and take her out, because all the Evelyns throughout the multiverse are being targeted. And it's a crazy, bizarre film, and Evelyn Wang, you know. I feel like this version of her coming out to Survivor, she is able to use any of the skills from any part of herself within the multiverse because
uh,
she is basically the loser out of everything. She's the least interesting Evelyn Wang out of all the possibilities, but she is now able to take on any experiences or skill sets she can throughout the multiverse. So, like,
nice.
she's just an ultimate badass.
Yeah. Also, the movie was made by the Daniel brothers,
Yeah,
who, if you saw the scene Swiss Army Man, they made
I
Swiss
heard
Army
of it.
Man. Very good movie with Daniel Radcliffe.
I know I
It
wanted to see it, but when it
was on
came out,
Netflix for a while.
yeah, eventually I will have to see the movie. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, this was like one of my favorite movies of the year. I
Yeah.
love Michelle Yeoh. If I'm pronouncing the name wrong, I just haven't heard the last name out loud, so that's why. But like, I've been loving everything she's been doing, and I'm like, I really wanted to bring, you know, kind of like a character like her, and it's cool how we have like a middle-aged woman leading like such a great phenomenal film, and
Mhm.
she's able to kick ass in the movie, stuff like that, so I have to put her on the list.
Yeah, nice. I did see an article where she was going to not take the part if they didn't change her name because they wanted to call her her real name, her first real name. And she was like, "That's not gonna work. We can't just have like kind of a whitewash kind of name. Like let's actually name this character after like what her character's background or roots might actually be." So yeah,
Mm. I mean, that stuff is important. um yeah. All right,
cool,
next up
cool.
we have our first, actual person here. We have Jenna Ortega. As you all know, she's been crushing it as Wednesday. I feel like that's what made her a household name. Granted,
Yeah,
she's been acting for quite some time.
yeah.
She
She
was
was
in
on a
Iron
Disney
Man.
Kids show as well.
Um, sh I know like a lot of people knew her from Jane the Virgin. She was in one season of that Netflix show You, where she was a regular in that season.
Mhm.
Um, she was also but like part of the reason I chose her this year was because she started off this year being in Scream 5. Then she was also she basically became the modern age like, horror icon of this year because she was in
Uh,
three different horror movies, one of which being X, which a lot of people who have seen it think it's, probably in the top three horror movies of the year. She had a role in that, and then finally with Wednesday coming out, that just kind of like cemented her horror status, and not just that, but now she is like a huge icon with everyone. She's now a household name, and I love it when actors and actresses are able to, have their careers explode like that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's actually been on the scene now for a while, like as a child actress and everything. But
she
this
was in
this
Iron Man 3.
yeah, yeah, this was really the breakout year. In fact, I've been seeing like just some interviews and stuff like on YouTube Shorts of her, and and like one of them, she's like, "This is like my first interview," and it's like just happening now is where people are finally interviewing her for this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
Um,
pretty cool.
it is. I will have to say a little side note that I I can only imagine the producers behind Scream 6 when Jenna Ortega was cast as Wednesday and it came out, and Wednesday being such a big hit. The producers of Scream 6 were like, yes,
Yes.
we're gonna make so much money off of this. Yes.
Yes, we can pay barely anymore and get a bigger starter name.
We can, we can bring back Sydney for number 7.
Yeah, she'll
All
be
right.
the new main character, Scream.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of was. Well, obviously, she's in the new
Yeah,
within the new generation of the Legacy sequel. But
yeah,
yeah, so I thought had to bring Jenna Ortega because like got to represent actors who are
killing
blowing
it.
up and making it big.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right, next up, another very integral part of Stranger Things. However, she did not appear in it as herself, just her song "Running Up That Hill." We got Kate Bush, really big in the '80s, but now that her song was playing like in one of the most iconic scenes, maybe on Netflix, but definitely in Stranger Things season 4, had one of the most emotional like tensions and everything to it. um you know her basically she just got so much royalties from that, and then people listening it, myself included, on Spotify, people looking up her on Apple Music, stuff like that. Like, if we're thinking of like songs that have really impacted 2022. Now, I'm not very musically well versed,
Mhm.
but I was like, nah, I feel like Kate Bush. Let's have her come on, because that
Nice.
song is one of the biggest songs to, kind of like be in the social zeitgeist of 2022.
Nice. Do you know anything about like her personality? Like how does she present herself to
I should have looked that up. Not gonna
yeah.
lie.
Okay. She is an anomaly here. We don't know. She could be playing any kind of way right now in this.
Exactly, exactly. I've been busy, peeps. No excuse, but at the same time, that's the excuse I'm going to use. So, like,
Okay.
I should have looked up a few more things about some characters on here, three in particular. Actually, funny enough, the three people I know little about are real human beings. Anyway, that aside, uh, we're going to move on to someone I do know something about. I saw this movie twice in theaters because I love Bullet Train. We have the Ladybug, played by Brad Pitt. And basically, the thing about Ladybug is, he is hired by this company every now and then to do like these little crazy jobs. They're usually illegal. And the reason why they nicknamed him Ladybug is because he has terrible luck, and ladybugs are supposed to be lucky. Um, but uh, basically, he's one of the unluckiest guys ever. There was a simple job, but there is so many things that kind of like happen to him where he's just able to survive, basically. He's lucky enough to survive things, but he's just unlucky on every other front. He tries to stay positive about it. Every now and then he'll have a little like freak out, but like, he is someone where he's trying to be peaceful. He's trying to better help himself and everything. But this what was supposed to be just grabbing a briefcase and getting off at this one station turned out to be this whole cluster F word of, misadventures on this train.
Yeah.
Um, and for
So
that, I wanted to bring him on because one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite characters to come out of this year.
so he's going to be the Charlie Brown of the season, if I'm reading what you just said right. He's the Owen Knight.
He is the Owen Knight. He is definitely the Owen Knight.
Okay, well, we'll see if he's just being completely kept out of the loop, but somehow not getting voted out.
Exactly. Exactly. Next up, some of you people will have no idea who this is unless you watched She-Hulk. This is Madison Y with two N's. There's a misprint on her name.
Oh, my bad. I googled it and that is what came up.
Well, the thing is, with her how she introduced herself is Madison with two N's and a Y, but not where you think. She is like a party girl and everything. She's just like bright. She's like funny and stuff like that. She made a deal with what could have possibly been a devil to get out of this one, situation. If you've seen Doctor Strange, She is really good friends with Wong because she just magically appeared in front of him. So she is a character from She-Hulk, and she's just a party girl that just likes to have a lot of fun, very friendly. This is Madison King.
Got it. Yeah, I did. I never watched She-Hulk.
It,
It was not my kind of show. I'm not really interested in the whole. Let's just make this a lawyer show, and now here's
it's
She-Hulk.
it's a wee bit all right. So I understand. I watched She-Hulk twice. One for, while it was coming out, the second time because I was watching all of Phase 4 leading up to Wakanda Forever. And the thing is, She-Hulk is actually a very smart show, and I think it gives us a frame of light on the MCU that we haven't really seen before. Um, Not only on a comedic level, like this kind of brand of comedic level, but also like an everyday thing. And then also the notion of like, what if someone gets superpowers that just straight up doesn't want to be a superhero, basically?
Yeah,
Um,
I think I'd just be fine with it if they just didn't brand it as She-Hulk Attorney at Law. The fact that they add that like little bit there just makes me feel like it's like I don't know if you ever seen like a parody of like what you
yeah.
imagine modern day like law things are. Like they always add in that little thing like here's the she lawyer woman at law like they would do that in like Futurama and stuff, and now they actually did this for real in Marvel, and I'm just like, that's like
Well,
they
the
were
character
making a
was
joke
always
about
named
that.
She-Hulk. I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
named way back then, and even the name is a plot point in some regards. But it's
yeah.
like, you know,
I'm not worried about necessarily
I
the
know.
character. I think if they just called it She-Hulk, I think it would have just been better. And like that could have been something that happens. Like if that's something, but the fact that they're really like
Well,
She-Hulk
the
attorney
thing
at
is
law.
to make it. It's part of it is because She-Hulk breaks the fourth wall. That's something that she does in the comics, and
Does
does
every
in the show.
does every hero now have to break the fourth wall after Deadpool?
No, it's just it's a secondary. It's another character that has broken the fourth wall. That it's another character that does that. And the thing is, Deadpool was more of a household name
Did
kind of
She-Hulk
first.
break the fourth wall in the comics?
Yes,
She
that's one of
did.
the things she's known for.
Got it.
um which it brought some a lot of meta humor into the MCU before Deadpool was going to. But part of Attorney at Law is part of that meta humor.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand what you're coming from. I just think it was a terrible
I know.
decision. I will say
I do.
I think all of the Marvel TV shows suck. Like I'll just be completely honest. I think they're all bad. So that is because this is my problem with them. They are a Marvel movie stretched out, and they've added a bunch of extra stuff to make it as long as a television show. And they haven't actually thought of it as a TV show. They thought of it as a movie first, and then we're like, okay, here's the concepts of what a Marvel movie is. Now let's add in a bunch of things to make it feel like it's longer instead of actually making it a proper TV show.
I disagree with you on. There are some. I will say there are a few where it does feel like that, and I'm
Yeah,
not going to deny it.
yeah.
There
One
is, I would
Division.
say,
I think One Division's
WandaVision is not that.
what the first four episodes are literally just a sitcom in different styles that don't have jokes.
It's
The
supposed
jokes
to
are
pay homage to the
yeah,
past.
but I understand, but they don't need four episodes of paying homage with no actual good jokes in them to finally
It's
make
three
it.
episodes.
Yeah, but the
This
fourth
is this
episode,
is an argument for another day,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I will say there are some where it does. I feel personally that Moon Knight didn't get as much as it should have. I feel like Moon Knight needed one more episode to be honest.
Yeah, I never watched
Um,
Moon Knight. Like I started watching like a few of these, just like if the first couple episodes, and they were like very boring. They did not know pacing for television. Like Marvel
and
is learning. Marvel is currently learning how to do television, and I think some people are just really excited that Marvel is doing television. That they're like, I don't care. This is cool. I'm loving watching this, which is totally fine. You can like watching it. Just they haven't learned like the right way to structure a television show right now. They're trying to figure it out.
I have to disagree with you in some of them. I know there are some where they will have that one episode that is a little out of place. She-Hulk even makes reference like, yeah, they have a wedding episode, and it's like, yeah, this disrupts the storyline and whatnot, but we're doing it anyway. But there is one in particular where one, what if, that's, an anthology thing. So, and they are able to connect everything in the end. And then Loki was something where they used every episode, and every episode had a purpose to
Uh,
it.
I don't know.
Um,
Loki also felt like there were maybe two or three scenes in an episode that I felt were actually important, and then there was a lot of stuff of just kind of like learning about the world, which I understand learning about the world is important, but it just felt like there's just so much about that stuff that they weren't doing it in an entertaining way for me. They were doing it in a way like, here's exposition. Now let's move on to the next area to get more exposition. So
we can talk about this forever,
we
but
can, we can.
we are filming two Brantsteeles today, so if you see us in the same outfit, that is why.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move along. So we have Madison King from She-Hulk. She is admittedly kind of a joke character to have in here, but she was one of her episode. Well, she was one of the nice little takeaway side characters from She-Hulk that I thought I'd bring.
There's a part of me that
All right,
hopes that she makes it far enough though, where we bring her back and we can see her with Regina George. I would love to
that'd
see
be
her
something
as one of
cool.
the plastics.
She would definitely take Karen's spot.
Yeah.
That just makes sense. All right, next up, if you guys didn't know, there was a new this year was kind of a big year for Pokemon. It released two main series games. Ash became the world champion, and it was recently announced that he will no longer be the main protagonist of the series next year.
Huh.
Um, they also came out with a very controversial game this year,
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet, because there was a lot of glitches and stuff. And another controversial thing, which I don't agree with, was the cat starter Pokemon. They were like, no, it has to stay on all fours. It has to be a quadruped from beginning to end. And then it evolved, and then, it became bipedal. This is Meowscarada, the final evolution of the starter type for Gen 9. And I personally love this cat. I think it's very useful in battle. I like its design. And also, for those who don't know, I played a black cat at Horror Nights for 2 months. So now I have this newfound appreciation slash love for cats. Not that I never hated cats prior, but like I have this new thing with cats as a result. So like this is a perfect thing that represents me from 2022. Miascarada.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't played the new Pokemon game. I've only seen other reviews and other people playing it. You know, I've started just feeling this way since like a few Pokemon games ago where they know that they're going to make a lot of money for releasing a Pokemon game. They're clearly aware that it kind of doesn't matter. They just are going to make money when they release it. And so they know they don't need to put in so much effort into making the world necessarily feel super full, even though they're going to an open world level kind of style. They're
No,
like,
the thing is, they did. The thing is, it's like they needed like another month to get rid of some of the bugs and balance some things out. If it wasn't for those two things, it would have been probably the best Pokemon games ever. But because the bugs, I haven't personally experienced too many where it was like game breaking or the
yeah,
viral videos where, people are spazzing out.
yeah, I think my problem is with a lot of modern games is they saw Breath of the Wild and then they said, I want to do Breath of the Wild. But the thing is with Breath of the Wild, that world is so like you could live in that world. Like there are so many things to interact, different quests, different side missions, like all these different things that are super like you walk like 2 feet somewhere and you're gonna find something new that seems like no one could ever explore this or like it feels like unique to like your experience. It can feel that way. Pokemon doesn't feel as much like that. Like, sure, you can go around, you can see the Pokemon kind of come up and see them walking around as well, but uh there's a lot of things that could be put into it that if they wanted to actually make a really great Pokemon game, they could take a full another like year and actually like make sure like, okay, let's try to make sure that this world, there's a bunch of different people to talk to. There's different missions and quests and stuff that you can also be doing. It's not just like, here you go. This is the world. It's now just walk around and eventually get to gyms and different cities, and that like there could be
That's
more.
there. I feel like Arceus did good with side quests when it came to that, but
Oh,
I
I
wouldn't
did not.
say that it's. I would
Yeah,
say
I was just gonna say I did not like Arceus. Arceus was, in my opinion, they wanted to make this Pokemon game, so they made the kind of unique like way of walking around. They made that kind of like system of how you're going to do it for this next Pokemon game, but instead of just continuing making the video game, they're like, well, we need a Pokemon game now. Let's just put in use a bunch of fetch quests, like catching Pokemon quests. No main story. They'll just be doing that, and we'll call it a video game.
did you not play?
I just saw it, and from what everyone has said, the fact that you're doing like hours of just like going around just catching Pokemon with, and there's nothing really going on there.
It's a very big oversimplification. You need to play these games more before you can just like
No,
bash
I
on them. I'm
I'm gonna
sorry,
bash
but
on them because that's what everyone's saying. It's not. People have basically said it was one of the worst Pokemon games.
on the contrary, there's a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers I follow that were like Legends Arceus were some of the best games ever. I agree, it's one of the best games ever. Almost on the, it's like a toss up between that and Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Well,
But
we're really learning that we have completely polar opposite opinions on a lot of things right now.
on the MCU, well, there's some things I will agree with you on when it comes to the MCU. I'm not, but when it
Yeah.
comes to Pokemon, I
Yeah,
know
well,
a little
I know
bit.
you're a huge Pokemon fan, and I'm going to take myself as the stance of the average person who just likes Pokemon to a degree, but isn't like, I see a Pokemon name, I'm going to play that game. I'm someone who's like, okay, I'm going to look at this Pokemon game. I'm going to learn what the Pokemon game is about. I'm going to learn what the gameplay aesthetics are, and then I'm going to make my opinions on if I think it's even worth it. And
I feel like I
when I
feel
saw
like
Arceus,
I
that's what it
understand with
was.
I understand Pokemon, Scarlet and Violet, and reservations for that. But Legends Arceus did so much mechanically
What's
different
the main
from.
story?
So it's an isekai where basically you are transported into the Hisuian region, and you are, sent out to kind of, go after these totem Pokemon and like gain, like there's this phenomenon going around where things are being disrupted and whatnot, and like basically it is like nature and stuff, and you're also trying to appease God because God came to you being Arceus, and it's like you must capture all the Pokemon and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then you're pretty much going through the game, and you are, trying to pretty much save the Hisui region. And like, there's a
by
lot of personal stories throughout,
yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah, but
basically you're there to
how
save.
you save the region is by capturing a bunch of Pokemon. Usually, like they want you to capture like 10 of this kind of Pokemon, and so you have to go around and capture a bunch of that kind of Pokemon, right?
Not necessarily. There are
Well,
other ways.
I'm not saying as a whole. I'm just saying like that is one kind of quest that happens a bit like quite often is they'll say, hey, we need 10 of blank Pokemon.
That's a part of it, but it's not like they give you for filling out the Pokedex, basically. They have a bunch of different quests where sometimes it's like sneak up behind it, or beat it in battle, or use this move this many times. So it's
Yeah,
like
see, that's if that's the quest, I think that's a bad quest. I think that is just like not necessarily a fun way to go about questing. Like when you think of questing, you want to have like a story to the quest. You don't want to just be like do this kind of way and that will finish your quest. You want to be like, hey, capture this Pokemon from this cave. You have to go all the way through the cave to finally get to that area, like to get to that Pokemon. Like
they have
that
stuff like
is
that in the game, though.
yeah, but that's I'm just saying that those there's a lot of the kind of just like capture a bunch of different kinds, do it this way. Like that it what in my problem with Pokemon right now is that they are doing things like that to stretch out the time that it takes to play the game. Is that those are the kind of things that aren't really hard for the developers to do that allows them to stretch out a game.
Fundamentally, it's about whether or not you have fun with it. And it's
Yeah,
like,
but that's
filling
not
out the
fun.
to each their own. We can talk about this
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah.
Now, but we're going to move Meowscarada. It is a magician cat that is a grass and dark type. It can change its type, even. Anywho, this is one of my favorites going in. Now, for Top Gun Maverick,
Okay, now time for me
any
to fucking have harsh pit opinions on this one. No, I'm
do you
kidding.
not
Go
like
ahead.
it either?
I never watched it.
Okay. Well, then again, you never watched She-Hulk nor played Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay.
Yeah, but
So,
I've seen what I need out of those. I haven't really seen anything of this one, so I don't
all
have any
right.
opinions.
So, Top Gun Maverick, it's a sequel to Top Gun, that film back in the 80s that had, Tom Cruise and, Val Kilmer and a bunch of other people. And it was all about, being in the, Air Force and stuff. And it's like, who's the best out of the bunch? So, this one, they bring Pete Mitchell, Maverick, back. And now he has to train this. Now he has to train a bunch of people to do this impossible mission. And, it's a really great movie, great cinematography, great action, great writing, great comedic moments, and a great batch of characters. Um, and, I felt like, since it was like the number one movie this year, box office wise, it only made sense to bring him as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Did they have a beach volleyball scene like they did in the first one?
Beach football, American football.
Yeah. So they did American football scene instead.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, cool. As long as they made homage to that, it's great.
there's a few homages into it, and like it is in a lot of respects a legacy sequel, and so
Yeah,
it kind of like you do there are some characters and some scenarios where it kind of pays homage, like
yeah,
Goose has a son,
yeah.
Iceman played
The,
like Glenn Powell is like the or Iceman is in it, and then Hangman played by Glenn Powell is kind of like the Iceman of this generation.
uh,
But yeah,
got it. Yeah, yeah. With a lot of legacy sequels, they'll usually I don't want to say use the word coast, but they'll basically kind of use the same kind of things in a way that makes it almost like it's not just mattering what that's happening. It's like, look at this, we're doing it again, and people will go, "Oh my gosh, that's awesome."
I will say that this is one of the legacy sequels that does it probably the best, where it is its own thing. It does up the ante, and it's not a, you don't have to watch the original either.
Uh,
I mean, like, there's like a few things that would give you context, but it's not necessary.
uh,
And it's just a fun movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend seeing it if it has like a re-release in your neighborhood. Or rent it. But if you can see it in theaters, see it in theaters.
uh,
All right. So, and basically, this character, he kind of doesn't listen to authority. He kind of does what he wants, but he knows he's really good enough to back it up. And
uh.
like, he cares about, his team and stuff like that. But and so he'll go above and beyond, basically.
Got
All
it.
right. Next up, we have Peter McIndo. I believe that's how they pronounce his
I think it's
name.
Mackendo, right?
McIndo, either or. He's just going to be
Yeah.
Peter. So, who is this man? Well, this man is the co-creator of Birds Aren't Real. And basically, this year, he revealed that it was that the whole campaign was a hoax. And this campaign was to try and convince the masses that birds are or are an extinct species, and all the birds that are here today since 1970 are actually drones by the US government. And he was basically able to get so many people behind this and everything. It's like this book I read in elementary school called The Wave, where it was
uh,
like he basically did this to show how easily misinformation can spread on the internet, as well as what people will follow and everything behind it. And so this year he revealed that it was all like a bunch of crap. And so since this was like kind of like a interesting event to occur and something that kind of holds the mirror up to society of where we are, I feel like that kind of warrants, being on our list. Plus to kind of mix it up because we have a lot of celebrities and characters, and I'm like, all right, let's have someone who, you know, pretty much pulled a big prank on a bunch of foolish people.
Nice. I actually do remember hearing about this. No, I didn't know it was him. I did hear though about people saying about how birds are controlled by the government, that they're not that they don't exist anymore. Like I did hear about that earlier this year.
Yep.
But yeah, it's it's interesting to see him here. He kind of looks like someone from the show Silicon Valley. I don't know if you ever saw Silicon
Thomas
Valley.
Middleditch's character.
Thomas Middleditch, maybe combined also with Big Head, his friend that's in Hulu.
Okay.
Maybe like a mixture of those two. So yeah.
All right. All right. Other than that, I don't really know his personality too much.
Okay. Well, we'll see if he's going to spread some lies at the beginning of this game, and
Oh, he's definitely going
if
to
it's
do it.
going to carry him through.
Exactly. All right. Last but certainly not least, I don't know too much about this woman, but her name is Toby Amusan, and she is an African runner who had a world record when it came to running. I forgot which event. I think it was 500-meter dash. And since she made a world record this year, and because I am a big running enthusiast, I love running. It's one of my favorite things to do. I was like, you know what? What kind of records were made by, a female um, athlete, and B, that I can kind of get behind. And like, someone breaking a running world record, I think is pretty cool. So that's
Uh-huh.
why I brought her about.
Nice. Definitely going to be, I think, a good physical threat, as most athletes are on Survivor.
Yeah,
Unless, I mean, sometimes though athletes do go out there and the elements just like deteriorate their muscles, so they're not as strong as they're used to. So,
we are using this David versus Goliath, and we did have a contestant injured her knee, and she had to remove herself from the game. So I hope that's
yeah,
not a foreshadow at all.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like, I will say, yeah, that the stuff does happen. This season was an example of that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, even though you might be very fit outside of Survivor, once you get into Survivor, you're almost like a different person after a few days. Like you're
Yeah,
in a completely different state. So we're gonna see if Amusan has, that ability to continue her some physical strength even when she's starving, when she's sleep deprived. So yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Alrighty,
that's
that's
your
everyone
tribe.
on our team.
Yes, awesome. We're already quite a bit in here. We have finally finished your tribe.
How many minutes? Oh, well,
uh,
because we had to like rant about, or you had to rant about the MCU and Pokemon, and
yeah.
me, fans of both had to. So hopefully, there's no one here that I find controversial. Well, there's no one here I'm not going to argue with. Some of these people, I have no idea who they are. There's a few I do, but I like
Uh,
these people. So, yeah.
okay.
Let's get right to it.
Okay, starting here with Caitlin Kaw, who is played by the wonderful Brenda Song. And this was the game called The Quarry, which is a horror like game where you kind of get to choose and control the characters. And every character can die in it. Every character can survive. Every character can have, there's so many different combos of ways people can survive and everything, which really makes it interesting. Like, you can have it where only Caitlyn is the only one to survive the game. You can kill everyone else off, but keep just her alive if you want. Um, but yeah, she's pretty much like the badass of the counselors because like it's they're taking a lot of horror movie kind of stuff, so they have the setting be camp counselors like last day of camp, and they're stuck there. They can't go home, so they have to stay there an extra night, which is a problem, of course. Uh, and so yeah, she's the badass. She knows how to defend herself. She knows how to fight, and she's honestly pretty funny. Like she's very sarcastic to her different counselors as well.
Okay.
Usually putting them in their place whenever they do something stupid. So yeah.
All right. Well, this is a perfect environment for her to be in. I haven't played the game. I didn't even know about the game's existence until now, but I mostly so like some people, most people, I know Brenda Song from The Sweet Life, also The
Hmm.
Social Network,
Yep.
and I see her popping up every now and then. So always glad, I like seeing actors and actresses get work, especially
Hmm.
ones that influence my childhood. So hell yeah.
Hmm. Exactly. So we'll see how Caitlyn does in the game. Moving on next to Liz Cheney, who, depending on your political affiliation, maybe you're a little bit like, she shouldn't be on here, or she should, but she really should. I mean, I was looking at like, I want a politician for my
Okay.
tribe. I wanted to kind of go in that route. And the fact is, she was the biggest politician of the year in my opinion, at least. Like the fact that she does stand up for the January 6th trial and kind of like lays it all on the line, even though it's almost like political suicide in some regards, because her party's not going to really want her to do anything anymore. That's just the thing. But
Yeah.
for her, that didn't matter. It was about saying what she thought was right, and I got to respect that.
Yeah, yeah. We won't get too much into like the politics of thing, but
Yeah.
standing up for what you know is right when because like in politics, a lot of it is you try not to go against what your party has basically agreed upon, because if
Mhm.
you do, then it's like, well, why were we going to vote for you, or why are we going to include you in this and that? In a lot of ways, it's like a grand scale game of Survivor, except like, it affects multiple millions of human lives, just here
Yeah.
alone. But, so I do kind of respect, I don't know much about her other than, what I know about the subject.
Mhm.
But, I do always appreciate people that stand up for what is right, especially politicians, because people are sometimes afraid to go against the majority.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll see how she's able to do here. Politics is that's what Survivor's all about, social politics. So we'll see if she can social politics her way further into this game.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we got Makima from Chainsaw Man. Probably one of the best animes of the year so far.
I can
It's
agree. So far, we only
Yeah,
have
it
two
is the
weeks
end of the
left.
year. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, there's still some more Chainsaw Man. Maybe the next couple ones suck. I don't know.
I would doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too because I mean, it was I think the most hyped anime for this year for a reason.
It's definitely up there. I feel like that and Bleach, Thousand Year
Yeah,
Blood War were
yeah. I was
kind of
gonna
like the
say
big ones.
Bleach might be it just because of the legacy of Bleach had
Yeah,
the
but
thing
like this
going.
is standing on its
Yeah,
own, other than
yeah.
obviously the manga.
Yeah,
So
new anime. It was the most hyped.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and Makima is kind of like the leader of that the kind of like division that's about taking on different demons and stuff. And she ends up kind of like finding the main character who turns into a bunch of chainsaws and is uh, basically takes him as her little pet. And
Literally, like
yeah,
he's not exaggerating. It is like she treats him like a pet.
yeah.
Uh,
So I am fully expecting her to choose one of these people to be her pet for the season. And that is my guess. I would love if it was like a Pete Davidson.
it's
That
I
would
was thinking Pete Davis. He's probably the most like Denji out there. Not gonna
yeah.
lie.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if we are going to have another kind of like a Regina George or a Junko, I'm putting my money on Makima.
I'd say that's a very, very safe bet. Because I was
Yeah.
thinking earlier today that for this series, series four, we haven't had any contenders for that kind of like archetype yet.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, now that we've been talking about Makima, it is, you make a great point where she has potential to be the next Regina, or
Mhm.
what's her name? Gonzo? Junko.
Junko. Yeah.
Junko. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, there's Makima. Okay, next up, we got Mario from the Chris Pratt Mario movie. It hasn't come out this year, but we have gotten three trailers that have very much shown off Mario. In case you don't know, his first and last name are both Mario.
I
I
did
don't know
not
if
know
you,
that.
yeah, and you know what Luigi's name is? It's Luigi Mario.
It's just funny because in the trailer of the movie, it was like, yeah, we just look alike and nothing like. That's my
Yeah.
terrible Charlie Day impression.
Yeah, but yeah, who knows? We don't know the movie yet. Maybe they have a different last name for the Mario in this one, but because I'm just basing it off of what the games are, he's Mario. Um,
Nuts.
yeah, and this is the Chris Pratt version, with all the Chris Prattiness that you could imagine in Mario. I will say the last like trailer or two, he actually sounds pretty good as Mario.
I did.
The
I did like the last trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, the first trailer he was in, he was very rough compared to everyone else, in my
Well,
opinion.
thing is, we only got to see him for like two lines, and one of the
He-
things was like, "What?" Huh?
yeah,
So
but then he had this one line that it's still cringy just to hear, where he literally goes, "Mushroom Kingdom, here we come."
yeah, yeah. I feel like to talk about this casting choice and the
Yeah.
voice. Part of the reason why, is like, well, you could have gotten the original voice actor and stuff like that,
Mhm.
which I
He
understand
is in the movie.
as the voice of Mario, though. We all know,
Yeah.
but it's like, I understand why the voice is going to be different. We obviously know why they have a big name attached to play Mario, because that's just how marketing works.
Oh, are you cutting out? Ryan seems to be cutting out right now during his monologue. Ryan, you there, buddy? Oh, my internet's unstable. That's not good. Um,
All
oh,
right.
are you there?
Are we good?
Yeah, give me a sec. My internet is bugging out. Don't know what happens. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me reshare. Okay. Sorry, you were going into monologue and then it cut out.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's like with his original voice, it's not going to sound the same for one big reason. When you're doing a movie and there's going to be, that heartfelt scene or that, very dramatic moment, instead of being
Uh,
like, I'm sorry, Luigi, for everything I've done. there's some things I need to work on, yada yada yada. He'll be like, I'm sorry, Luigi. I shouldn't have done this. I'm sorry that your mother had to die and all that. You can't take it seriously when it comes to those dramatic moments. So like the
Uh-huh.
voice had to change. Um, so yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, I think they didn't care about that as much. I think it was just they needed a big name to be Mario and just was
Yeah,
like, sorry, Charles Martindale, like you're great, but we got Chris Pratt who sells movies.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like no
Yeah.
matter who they cast, this movie was going to make a bunch of money anyway. Still hasn't come
Yeah.
out yet at the time of recording, but it's going to make a bunch of money anyway.
I'm
In fact,
super stoked for it. I will say like the
it
trailers
looks
are
cool.
really great.
I
Um,
love it. It looks cool. It has Keegan Michael Key, Anya
yeah.
Taylor Joy,
Jack Black.
Jack Black, Seth Rogen too.
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Fred
Yeah.
Armisen as well. He has a role in it that we haven't seen yet. Like,
Yep.
there's a lot of um, great talent involved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm excited, but yeah, the one thing from that first trailer was just the Chris Pratt voice, but then like the trailers after that, I actually thought he had really good voice lines. Like he has a really great Mario laugh in this last one. Yeah, he's like when they were doing the Mario Kart stuff, like he actually sounds
Oh
like
yeah,
Mario in that, which is great because everyone was doing like a voice that's similar to like what they are in the games except for Chris Pratt in that first trailer. But now it seems like I wonder if when that first trailer came out, they were like, Chris Pratt, we're gonna need you to come back in here and re-record some stuff real quick.
it's very possible. Very
Yeah,
possible.
we've seen stuff like that happen before where fan
Ugly Sonic.
backlash, yeah, Ugly Sonic, yeah, where fan backlash from one trailer causes them to have to go back in and change something to not have people freak out about him moving forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's Mario. Moving on now to Naomi Osaka, who is currently the number one female tennis player in the world. And she's honestly been killing it now for quite a few years now, beating people like Serena Williams. So like beat her so bad where she actually breaks the racket at the end of the game. Like she gets so mad that she lost. And it kind of that was kind of like the start of Serena Williams' downfall in tennis and her Naomi's rise as kind of being the top tennis player was that kind of big moment in tennis. And yeah, she's constantly, winning the kind of different cups and everything that you can in it, all the opens. And yeah, is pretty much just a total badass in tennis right now.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't follow too much on tennis or a lot of sports. So, but I think it is pretty cool. Like, we have a new queen of tennis. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I like athletes, so I'll always be rooting for them in some shape or form here. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a few people on here that I'm rooting for already, but I'd say like
Hmm.
if none of them make it far, she's going to be a close like fourth or fifth.
Yeah, yeah. And she's pretty cool because in tennis, you kind of have some major countries are usually the ones that are having like the star athletes, but she's from her I think mom is from Japan and her dad is from Haiti. So it's actually kind of smaller, less known for tennis regions that have actually kind of come together here to create a star in tennis. So that's always kind of a fun little thing to kind of look at as well.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, moving on to another athlete, we got Nathan Chen, who won the gold medal for figure skating in this year for the Olympics, and he was kind of like America's like poster child for it. If we want to even have a chance to like win anything, we have to hope Nathan Chen wins. Like he was like our guaranteed he's got to be the one to bring us home something. And he does. He
Yes.
ends up winning, despite having all the like looks on him, like all the pressure, he's still able to kind of come through and pull out a big win. And yeah, wanted to get someone from the Olympics on here, and I thought he was the best choice from this year's Olympics.
I think that's a good choice. Yeah. Yeah. Um, do you know how long he's been figure skating or anything like that?
He's been doing it for a while. I think he was in the last Winter Olympics as well, but I don't think he
Okay.
won. I think he got like a silver or bronze. So he's been pretty good, but this was kind of like the big year where he kind of blew up a lot more.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. Next up, we got, in my opinion, the best superhero show we have gotten. I'd say out of almost all of the TV shows in the last like few years for superheroes, we got Peacemaker.
I
Um,
definitely think best of the year. I will say
yeah,
best of the year.
yeah, yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. John Cena, who plays him,
Yeah.
is yeah. I mean, I love wrestling. We were about to see. We're going to talk about another wrestler, but so whenever I get to kind of see, like him or The Rock go out and do something, I'm always like interested to see if it's actually going to be good. And this was genuinely good. John Cena was a great actor in it. And yeah, Peacemaker is basically the son of a white supremacist. and
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean the whole story of it is, that's like what he's being told by his father. It's like you gotta kind of follow in my footsteps, and he doesn't want to. So much so that his dad ends up trying to kill him.
Yeah. There's a
um
lot of great things from the show,
yeah.
especially the fact where after the Suicide Squad, I was mixed about a Peacemaker show in the sense of like, spoiler alert, he kills Rick Flag. I really liked Rick Flag, and the fact that
Mhm.
he betrayed him, I was like, you son of a bitch. It's like, but nah, it was a fun show. It had James Gunn, behind the
Mhm.
creative, team of it. And so like you add that and I'm totally behind it. And Peacemaker himself is a fun character because you see
Fun.
this kind of fumbling, I wouldn't say idiot because he is smart in his own way, but like you see this guy who is trying to be a better person in
Yeah.
more shapes than one. Just not only being more of a hero, also trying to be a bit more PC, and he
Mhm.
struggles with both. But it
Yeah.
is fun. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, he's willing to kill anyone to bring about peace. Which is just such a funny like concept for a character, in my opinion. Is like most superheroes, they don't want to kill. They want to just like pacify someone, make it so that they can't do anything else. But he just doesn't care. He will kill because that's just the easiest way to stop someone and make sure that they don't do anything bad again.
Yeah,
uh so yeah, I definitely enjoyed him. He was I think the breakout star of the Suicide Squad. For that one, I thought he was,
he's
at least
definitely
in my opinion, he was the funniest one. Like every time he seemed to talk, it was always some stupid, hilarious joke. So much so
he.
that
Yeah,
he was going to die in that movie. They weren't going to bring him back, but they liked him so much doing that movie that they
yeah,
literally said, "Okay, we're going to make a tag now just so that you can still be alive."
yeah. I agree with you. He was probably the funniest part of that movie. It is the Squad is one of, if not my favorite movie of all time, because it brings so many elements that I love to like
Mhm.
film, where it has the silliness, it has graphic humor, it
Yeah.
has heart as well.
Yeah.
My favorite,
It does what the first Suicide Squad should have done, pretty much. It basically did it right this time.
yeah, yeah, and loved Peacemaker. Even a D&D character I'm playing now is kind of based off of Peacemaker, him and a bunch of other characters, but basically that kind of like douchey kind of character in the beginning.
Yeah,
So yeah, I love Peacemaker, the show and the character. So I hope he does well.
same, same. Okay, moving on now to Pete Davidson. Talked about him a little bit before, but he has had probably the greatest year you could ever want. And when you really look at it, like he does leave SNL this year, but he started a relationship with Kim Kardashian. Basically was Kanye West's biggest villain of the year because of it. He's like in almost every movie nowadays. It feels like since he left, he's just like constantly in a new movie over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but I just saw a movie where he just like randomly shows up for like a scene.
There's
Oh
was it I Want You Back?
yes, it
I
was.
love
Yeah,
that movie. It was really
I do
good.
too. I just watched that like 2 days ago, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out like Valentine's Day, and I was like,
Mhm.
this is a fun rom-com, and I've enjoyed Pete Davidson for quite some time. I like his like sense
Yeah.
of humor. I'm a really big fan of his movie that he made, King of Staten Island, which
Yep.
is like semi-autobiographical. I always have trouble saying that word.
Well, you did
But,
good this time.
but he is, I think he's funny. I feel coming from he is kind of, I would say, in some regards relatable, even though he is like a celebrity and stuff. He was like, no, I'm gonna, for the longest time, even as a celebrity, he still lived with his mom in the basement, whatnot. He
Yep.
is he's a funny guy, and then he brings such a fun he brings himself into all his characters, but like, it's always like, oh, he's usually the funniest guy in whatever movie. He was like one of the funny things going into Bodies,
Yeah.
which I didn't like the movie that much, but I did like his character in it.
Yeah. I mostly had a issue with the kill order because it did feel like they had some really funny characters that died. Like it felt like the funny characters kind of died back to back to back to back. Like and so now it was like only the straight characters were kind of left at the end. And I was like, well,
Yeah,
you could have spaced out like a little bit better. Um, but yeah, I thought he was definitely the best part of that movie.
I agree. I agree. So
Okay.
yeah, I've
So,
been wanting him on the channel for quite some time, so I'm glad he's finally here.
exactly. Give me a second. I have to plug in my computer, so I'm gonna take this and move over here.
Don't worry.
Okay. While I'm doing this, I will talk about the next person here. From WWE, we have the Tribal Chief, the Big Dog. We got Roman Reigns, who is right now, like just head and shoulders the biggest name in wrestling. He has held the WWE Championship now for about 900 days in a row.
Wow,
So almost 3 years he has been the champion.
that's
Um,
impressive.
yeah, he is the cousin of The Rock. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and he was even in a movie with The Rock. I think it was the Rock and Vin Diesel. They had like a Fast and Furious movie with each other.
There
Um,
was a few that they were in until
Yeah, it was like the two main characters' names. I'm just blanking on their names, and that it was like that was the name of the movie. I forgot what it was.
oh wait,
Um,
Hobbs and Shaw?
yes, that one. He was in that movie as
Oh,
well.
okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Um, so yeah, but yeah, he's pretty much just unbeatable. He's beaten Brock Lesnar. I don't know if you know who Brock Lesnar is, but he's
I've
this.
I've heard the name because I
Yeah,
followed a YouTuber that was also really into wrestling, and he would bring up Brock Lesnar every now and then.
yeah, he looks crazy scary, and he Roman Reigns has now beaten him like 3 or 4 times in a row. Like like they're doing everything they can right now to make him like the guy. He's known as that the head of the table. He has an alliance called the Bloodline, which is his family members, pretty much his other family members who are in WWE, along with another person who is now called an honorary family member. Um, and yeah, is he's just dominated WWE. He's doing all the big matches in WWE. Yeah, I mean, he is the best wrestler we've seen now in a while.
Hell yeah. Well, as we know from our channel that we've had some really big wrestling names, come on here and do very well, and not only do very well, but have become regulars on our channel back in their respective eras. So I honestly think that he's going to do pretty well.
Yeah, I'm hoping, the fact that we've had so many wrestlers do well makes me scared because it feels like we're due for some pre-merge wrestlers. But I'm really hoping that we at least get him to get like a few immunity wins at the merge at the very least. I'd love to see him like be the leader of an alliance. That would be fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then next up and lastly, we got Wednesday Adams, and we are going to see how she compares against Jenna Ortega in this
I
season.
Now, before you introduce, we obviously, if you've been living under a rock, I mean, but even before the show, people knew who Wednesday Adam was.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to present to you. Since we both have, you know, one representative, one being the actress, one being the character, whoever's character gets voted off first has to do the dance.
Oh boy, the Wednesday Adams like weird, creepy
Yes.
kind of like
No,
dance.
you have to do it from memory, and it has to be it's going to be bad. I'm just bringing it
Okay.
up. It was just an idea I had as we were
Okay. No,
recording.
no, we're doing this. We're doing this. And it's going to be a YouTube shorts at the end of this, trust me.
Oh
So
yeah, I'm excited. We're building up our resume for the shorts. But
yeah.
yeah, go ahead and talk about Wednesday Adams. I've seen the series, and I'm going to definitely add my 2 cents. So
Okay.
go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, she's your, creepy goth girl character, very much, very astute, like is very analytical in her thinking, very logical. Doesn't really, her problem will probably be, can she connect with people emotionally? Because that
Her
is not
social game.
something, her social game could definitely impact her in this. But if she's able to get in with some people and is more like think is their strategist, I think that she could be very dangerous on this season.
I agree. Because like in the show, first of all, I love the show because it's like one, it gives light to this one character, a very popular character,
Mm-hmm.
in her own series, basically. And then it's basically like emo Harry Potter in a sense. It's
Yeah.
like very much a dark Harry Potter in the sense of like the school she goes to. And so many great moments. And it's a fun little like murder mystery or like mystery that goes along. I had a lot of fun watching it. Like I couldn't like I couldn't like I only stopped watching I only took breaks basically to go to work. But like, basically I usually space out as when I watch like a series, maybe one or two a day. This one I just
Mm-hmm.
couldn't. I was like so hooked.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I watched quite a few in a row. I actually watched this with my mom, and she hates watching television shows. Like she really is like, I don't want to watch a series. Like, let's just watch a movie. I want to get all of the information in one go, so that way I don't have to feel like I got to come back to it.
yeah.
But we ended up watching in like a few days, and we were watching like 4 episodes in a row. um, but yeah, it was a good one. I really enjoyed it. I think I wouldn't say it was like the greatest show that we've seen, but
No,
it was very solid. It made you want to keep watching, and sometimes that's all you want in a show.
exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
All
Okay,
right.
let's
So on
see here.
okay, we'll start with me.
Yeah.
So for my team, I would say that the three people I'm rooting for the most is Ladybug because I love Brad Pitt, Meowscarada because of all the cat stuff, and then I'm only going to say Jenna Ortega because of the because of the bet.
Mhm.
Actually, it'd be fun to do the dance, not gonna lie. But I feel like there's a lot of people on here I really enjoy. So some of their eliminations are going to be sad anyway, because I do want to see Evelyn make it more in the game. Madison, Eddie,
Mhm.
uh, like I'm going to be sad when some of these people go.
Got it, got it. I think on your tribe, I think I'm rooting for Evelyn, Peter McIndoe, and let's give it to Eddie Munson as well. I think he's gonna have a fun personality. Maybe the Cody of our season, Cody
We'll see.
Ostenmacher.
I'd say out of our entire thing, he is the most Cody. Then
Yeah.
again, Peter made an entire cult basically. That's kind of like a Cody thing to do.
Yeah, making a cult.
Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't say that Cody would make a cult or anything, but like,
Yeah.
getting people behind an idea that, oh yeah, birds aren't real, that feels like something Cody would do.
Yeah, I got it.
He
Yeah,
would
if we're
sell
if we're
people
looking
on
more
that
at
idea.
Colt, like who what Survivor player would do a Colt, maybe Coach from South Pacific who
Coach, yeah,
literally binds everyone for a religion.
yeah. All right,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts on your tribe. My tribe, I'm obviously rooting for Makima. And then I'm probably going Wednesday Adams because of the bet as well.
yeah.
um, man, and then I'm going to say Roman Reigns. Peacemaker is like number 4 for me, but I'm going to give it to Roman Reigns.
All right. Regardless of how the bet pans out, I'm rooting for Wednesday Adams. It was a fun
Mhm.
character, and I think a really great because you saw the vulnerability, and when she does smile throughout the series, like it feels earned, and like very smart person, and like hell yeah, excited for season 2 whenever that comes out. Then my next two are Pete Davidson because I really wanted him on this show for the longest time, and Peacemaker because for all the reasons I've already said why I love the character, and why I have a little connection because I base the character I'm playing in D&D. A little bit of his, I'd say 50% of him is in this character.
Yeah,
So
nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I've had Pete Davidson on my list a few times, and I've cut him quite a few. Like he always ends up being the person where I'm like, oh, but I got to put this person on. Who can I cut? I guess I'm cutting Pete Davidson. So he is
it's
making his
finally
finally making his appearance.
nice, nice.
Okay, so let's finally get into it. Over an hour discussion.
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, Eddie and Jenna compete for Ryan's tribe, and Peacemaker and Caitlin compete for Joe's tribe. And
All
Joe's
right.
tribe wins reward. They win pre-cut lumber and additional supplies to help set up camp. Okay, idols hidden, no alliances. Who will win the first individual immunity of the 2022 year Brantsteele?
Okay.
Ryan's tribe wins immunity. They also win Flint.
Heck yeah.
Man. Eddie and Madison find something in common.
Oh, it's the Madison's the new Chrissy. Uh,
Oh boy. And now an alliance forms between Eddie, Madison, Peter, and Toby.
I'm pretty sure Madison would be like, "Oh my God, birds may not be real after all."
Yeah, she's totally bought into it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Peter's just found the people who he thought he could convince. This is his misinformation spreading alliance right here. He's
Yes,
gonna. This is the initial alliance. Spread some misinformation. He could lead this alliance if he wants to, but they're just going to spread misinformation for the whole game now.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, Makima and Osaka find something in common.
Okay,
And Osaka and Shen have a major fight, disagreements.
that's not good.
And a new alliance forms between Makima, Naomi, and Roman Reigns. It's
Okay,
only a 3-person alliance, though. Like they're not
it's not a
gonna,
strong one either, so it's
yeah,
still up in the air. But based on the information, I think it's either Nathan Chen or Naomi because like they're the only one that had a disagreement, and it really depends on where the numbers are for it.
I'm gonna say it's either Chen or Cheney. I'm just
Okay.
I'm just going with the names. Okay. First vote goes to Caitlin. Second vote goes to Cheney. Third vote goes to Caitlin. Fourth vote goes to Cheney. Fifth vote goes to Caitlin. Sixth vote goes to Cheney. Seventh vote goes to Cheney. Eighth vote goes to Caitlin. Ninth vote goes to Cheney. One vote left. And Liz
Yeah,
Cheney is the first boot of the season.
you called it. You called it.
Wow. I mean, I just said that as a joke because I saw Nathan. I thought it was going to be Nathan Chen, and then I was like,
You
I'll
didn't
just put
want him to
in
go,
Cheney as
so you just
well.
threw a name. Oh,
Yeah.
it happens. It happens.
Okay. Well, there goes Liz Cheney. Maybe we have some secret Republicans on this drive. uh, so Chen, Caitlin, Makima, Mario, Osaka, and Roman voted Cheney. Cheney, Peacemaker, Pete, and Wednesday voted Caitlin.
So the three people I want to win on your drive are all on the bottom.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's not good. Okay, hopefully my try wins immunity now. Okay, no one's finding idols. Let's see who wins immunity. And Ryan's
All right.
tribe wins immunity. Ryan, this never happens. I swear, this like never
It's
happened.
still only 2 episodes in. The episode is young.
And Maverick finds Ryan's tribe hidden immunity idol.
Nice.
Madison has a major meltdown.
She doesn't know where Wong is. She's like, "Where's Wongers?"
And look at this. Amusan leaves the alliance.
Oh God.
Okay. And Wednesday finds the hidden immunity idol.
I'm happy for this.
Yes, we'll see if she can use it correctly. Makima and Osaka bond slightly. As Wednesday has a major meltdown.
Why?
Her meltdown is just her looking at a tree, just like up against it, and is just like sitting there for like an hour.
Oh my.
Okay, and Chen rests at camp to restore his energy.
All right, so
Now,
anything can happen because she may be playing the idol,
it does
or
seem like that.
someone else within the bottom alliance might be targeted. I
Yeah.
think Nathan still has some heat against him,
Uh,
but we'll see.
yeah, I think Wednesday's going to play it here correctly and take out. I'm going to say Mario.
All right, you were right last time, so
Oh, she does not play the idol. First vote goes to Chen. Second vote goes to Wednesday.
it better not.
Third vote goes to Pete. Fourth vote goes to Wednesday.
Come on, don't.
Fifth vote goes to Wednesday.
No!
Sixth vote goes to Chen.
It has to be Nathan Chen.
Seventh vote goes to Chen. Eighth vote goes to Chen. One vote left.
I think we're good.
And Nathan Chen's out. Thank God. I was about to have to do the dance. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see who voted who here. Caitlin, Makima, Osaka, Roman, and Wednesday voted Chen. Mario, Peacemaker, and Pete voted Wednesday, and Chen voted Pete. So Peacemaker and Pete are really not knowing
Uh,
what's going on in this tribe.
exactly. They were like, all right, we're on the bottom, so let's sacrifice Wednesday. He's like, yeah, let's do that. And that's basically what happened. Mario, you want to get in? Yeah, sure.
uh, okay. Well, please have my tribe win an immunity. I cannot lose more because it's looking bad so far. Okay, immunity.
All
Ryan
right.
Tribe wins immunity.
I mean, I'm doing good now, but
Yeah.
I'm still traumatized by everything that has happened up until this one.
Yeah, I will say there has been times where I will maybe lose the first few and then you just somehow lose like everyone at the merge.
Decimation.
Yeah. So Ryan's tribe wins immunity. They also win pillows, blankets, and chairs. So some comforts.
Yay.
Jenna is impressing the rest of the team.
Nice.
Peter is impressing the rest of the team. And a new alliance forms between Eddie, Ladybug, Madison, Peter, and Amusan.
All right. So Eddie, Madison, and Peter were already in alliance. So they have a secondary alliance and
Mm-hmm.
they got Toby back and they
Yep.
brought in Ladybug.
Yeah. This is just, I think, a pretty smart keep your major alliance, your inner circle, but add a few extra people so that way you have some disposable numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Osaka and Pete find something in common. Okay, are Osaka and Pete Davidson gonna hook up here? Because Pete Davidson
Possibly.
he just walks around and is the chick magnet. So who knows? Makima and Naomi and Roman's alliance dissolve, and a new alliance forms between Caitlyn, Makima, Naomi, and Pete. So Rowan gets kicked out, so that way they
Oh
can
no.
make room for Pete and Caitlyn.
That's not a good sign.
No. Okay.
All right.
Well,
I think
I
it's Roman.
it's looking like Roman. Um, maybe Peacemaker. He was also super out of this. Could also be a
Yeah.
Wednesday, and she plays the idol. I just don't want it to be Roman, so I'm just trying to talk other ways that this
I
could go.
understand, man. I understand.
She does not play it. First vote goes to Wednesday. Second vote goes to Mario. Third vote goes to Mario. Fourth vote goes to Mario. Fifth vote goes to Wednesday. Sixth vote goes to Mario. And Mario is the third person voted out of the game. Yet again,
Was it
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker?
Peacemaker
Good
does.
God.
Oh man, he is having a rough game. They're keeping
Yeah,
him
it isn't.
around because he's strong, but they're not winning challenges. But they're like, oh, come on, maybe he'll win us one challenge somewhere.
Maybe. They don't have. Oh wait, this isn't this the last one before the.
Yeah, there's one more tribal for the swap.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if Ryan's tribe loses anyone before that, or if you're going back.
Or if I'm going to six people before the swap. Oh boy. Okay. These alliances, these three doing pretty good so far,
Yeah.
In multiple alliances, they got a lot of people watching their back. Um, okay. And then I would say I think Makima and Naomi doing pretty good. They were in charge of that other alliance, and now they're making some moves here. Finally,
All
Joe's
right.
tribe wins immunity. About time. Okay.
Good. All right.
Evelyn and Meowscarada find something in common.
Yay.
Kate and Maverick bond strongly.
It's the 80s vibe.
And Amusan leaves the alliance again.
This may not be
And
good.
yeah, and then a new alliance forms between Evelyn, Jenna, Kate, and Meowscarada.
All right, so there are two alliances basically, um, and they all consist of different people. Amasan is no longer in one of them, and
Yeah.
the other person that's left on the out is I'm trying to think. Oh, who's left out on the outs? Is it
Um
Maverick?
it might be Maverick, yeah. But Maverick
Yeah.
did just bond
So
with Kate, so this side probably won't vote for him, I imagine. or at least she
Yeah,
won't. Yeah, Annie has the idol, so very dangerous whenever the one person not in alliance has the idol, because who knows what's happening.
exactly.
Okay, Makima and Wednesday bond strongly. That is a dangerous
Nice.
duo.
Very dangerous.
As Makima leaves that alliance, and Caitlyn is injured but gets treated and can stay in the game.
I was about to say, if you lost another person,
I would have been furious. I would have been like, we're restarting. I would have been like, no,
nah,
no, not happening.
no restarts on this channel.
uh, okay. Who's going home on your tribe?
It's really tough to say. There's so many things. There's two tribe or there's two alliances of four. There's two outsiders. One of the outsiders has an idol. This can literally go any direction.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Amusan just for leaving the Lions, but also sometimes when they leave the Lions, they're actually so strong for like that tribal council for some reason, and then it's like next tribal
Yeah,
council they'll be in danger. So we'll see. Maverick uses the hidden immunity idol. He does not like that he's the only one not being talked to.
uh-oh.
First vote goes to
Did he play it
Miyaskirata.
right?
Second vote goes to Jenna. Third
Why are
vote goes to Madison. Fourth vote goes to Miyaskirata. Fifth vote goes to
so it
Madison.
keeps
Sixth vote goes to Jenna. Seventh vote goes to Madison. Eighth vote goes to Jenna. Ninth vote goes to Madison. One vote left. And Madison is
I think it's
voted out.
Madison.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. 5-3-2. Well, let's see how everyone voted for the first tribal council here. Evelyn, Jenna, Kate, Maverick, and Miascarada voted Madison. Eddie, Madison, Peter voted Jenna, and Amusan and Ladybug voted Miascarada.
all right, so it does look like the that one alliance has pretty much a majority. So we'll see how much of them are going to stick together for this tribe swap and what comes of it.
Exactly. Wednesday is exiled and has a chance to find the idol nullifier, and she does find the idol nullifier.
Nice. She also that also means she is not able to be eliminated this round, so you have safety in that
Yes.
regard.
Yes, true, true. I don't have to worry about doing the dance this episode.
No.
Okay, so Olivia Newton-John tribe. By the way, I named all these after celebrities that have passed away this year as memory of them. So we got Olivia Newton-John, Angela Lansbury, and Sydney Poitier. Okay, so the Olivia Newton-John tribe is Evelyn, Kate, Ladybug, Pete, and Peter.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, Pete Davidson in a bit of trouble over here.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, you got four people again, but on a new tribe.
Yeah,
Three of which were or no, was it two? It was like Evelyn and Kate were on that team, and
yeah.
Ladybug wasn't in that alliance. So it could be Pete is basically actually in a good position because he's in the swing vote.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, as long as they someone doesn't start passing around the idea of tribe strong, Pete can
Yeah.
wiggle his way around. The Angela Lansbury tribe is Eddie, Jenna, Caitlin, Naomi, and Roman.
All right. All right. So your wrestling bro has a good chance now.
Yeah, he's actually I think my team, I think for this tribe, they should just stay tribe strong. Like they've lost so many people already. If they start
Want me to
picking,
do the day?
yeah, if they start to taking each other out, then they're gonna hit the merge and just get pagonged out of the game. So
It's not looking too good right now. I mean, they have
Yeah.
you have one person that's safe, so like the odds of it actually being someone from your tribe is lessened now, but
Mhm.
we'll see.
Yes. And then the Sydney Poitier tribe is Makima, Miaskarada, Peacemaker, Pete Mitchell, and Toby Amusan.
This is another one that's up in the air because like none of these people have basically been in alliance with each other. So
Yeah.
like it is they could go tribal lines. You know, I could see some people going to like from the other side of the other one. And there is an idol here that's in place. Same thing with the Angela Lansbury tribe, because an idol, or no, not Angela, the Olivia Newton-John one, because an
Yeah.
idol was played. So it is, it breathes new life for some of these people that might be in doomed position. Watch, Pete Davidson's going to get the idol.
I think he needs it. I really think he could be in trouble if someone wants to be tribe strong over there. Okay.
No one's found it yet.
No one. No one here. And nothing here. Let's see who wins. Immunity. Olivia Newton-John tribe wins immunity.
All right, Pete is
They
safe.
also win pastries, coffee, and iced tea. Coffee. And Sydney Poitier wins immunity.
All right.
Um, so that sends the Angela Lansbury tribe to tribal, which could be trouble for Jenna Ortega or Eddie Munson.
We'll see.
Evelyn and Ladybug bond strongly.
They gotta. They gotta.
Kate and Ladybug find something in common.
Nice. All right, Ladybug playing the social game.
Yeah. Nothing happening on the Angela Lansbury tribe.
It's just why you're with new people going to tribal council. There's got to be something, and there's things to discuss, people.
Yeah, there's something that should happen. But we just don't go back to that camp this episode. We're just gonna see the other tribes and then just suddenly go to that tribal council.
Oh, damn.
Uh, Nothing happened
Oh,
on the city. Okay, well. I you know what? I don't think it's gonna be Jenna Ortega. I think they're gonna take out Eddie Munson here.
I think, hmm, I think, yeah, it's going to be one or the other, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest with myself.
Okay. First vote goes to Roman. Second vote goes to Eddie. Third vote goes to Roman. Fourth vote goes to Eddie. One vote left. And Eddie Munson voted out.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. They just
Oh
kept
my God. You know what that means, right?
what? Oh, that
Me-
means Jenna
Wednesday and
Ortega
Jenna are
and
going to be on the
Wednesday.
same try.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. It's about to have chaos happen here.
So there they are.
On opposite ends.
Exactly. It's funny how it just works out that way.
I know, right? It's great. Ladybug finds the Olivia Newton-John tribe hidden immunity idol.
Nice, nice.
Okay, there. Okay, yeah, she's got idol and the idol nullifier, so she's sitting pretty right now. Okay, reward challenge. Sydney Poitier tribe wins reward. They win 3 hens and a rooster. And the Angela Lansbury wins reward. They win a dozen eggs.
Nice.
And who wins immunity? Angela
Okay.
Lansbury tribe wins immunity, and Sydney Poitier tribe wins immunity. Okay, so that's sending the Olivia Newton job, which is not good for Pete Davidson.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Kate is impressing the rest of the team. That's all we get over
Yeah.
here. Jenna and Wednesday bond slightly.
That's perfect. I would
Oh
love it
my
if these
god.
two were in the final three. Just
How do you how would you decide on that? It's like that would be so crazy. They're fighting with each other.
it's one of the things as an actor, it would be interesting interacting with a character I played like if I was me and then an actor I portrayed or like a character I portrayed just manifested. I don't know, that'd be a trippy conversation. I would love to work with a character I've played before. Well, some of the characters I played. There are some where I'm like, no, you are a bad person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it would just be weird to see yourself as the character and them doing their own things, and you're just like, oh
A
man.
little bit, a little bit.
Okay, let's see here. Caitlyn leaves the alliance with Naomi and Pete.
All right,
Okay. And Amusen finds the Sidney Poitier hidden immunity idol.
good for her.
And Miascarada and Amusen have a small fight, followed by a major fight.
Oh no, it's
uh,
cat.
and then Amusen rested camp restore energy. This was a huge episode for
Because
Amusen.
she just literally had a Pokemon battle with a Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't know, maybe one of them ran away. Amusan ran away using her runner ability.
Yeah,
And then Miyaskara got back up and was like, no, you can't leave this one. This is a trainer battle now. Okay. Please, Pete Davidson, don't go
I think it's
home.
Pete Davidson. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say Kate Bush. Just because I don't want it to be Pete.
I don't want it to be Pete either, but the
First
odds are not.
vote goes to Evelyn. Second one goes to Pete. Third vote goes to Pete. And Pete Davidson is
Yeah,
voted out. Wow.
I'm I'm disappointed too, man.
Man, I saved him. I was saving him. He just
I
gets
know.
destroyed. Dang. This is not going great for me so far.
No.
Well, now if they go, at least I don't lose someone.
Yeah. And this is the last one before the merge. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
jury. So, like, you just have to get through one more, man.
Okay. Come on. Okay, nothing going on here. Let's see who wins reward. Sidney Poitier wins reward. They win cooking utensils, herbs, spices, and kebabs. They are definitely the strongest tribe so far.
Oh, yeah. They just haven't gone once to
Yeah.
tribal.
Yeah, and I think they've won all the rewards or at least won first or second in them.
Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John tribe wins reward. They win kebabs. And who wins immunity? And I cursed the Sidney Poitier
We
tribe.
both did, TBH. We both did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Living Newton tribe wins immunity, and Angela Lansbury tribe.
But hey, both Jenna and Wednesday are making it to the merge.
They are. We at least can say the dance will happen in the merge section and not in the pre-merge.
Exactly. It would have been a little sad if we don't have anything to look forward to in that regard,
Yeah.
If they make it really far in the game, it's suspense for the audience of like
Uh,
who's going to be doing the dance, Joe or
exactly.
Ryan.
Exactly. Add more drama to this episode. I think that's what we wanted here. Um,
Exactly.
Evelyn and Peter bond slightly. No events occurred here, and no events occurred on the Cindy Point Day drive.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let's see who is
I
going
think it
home
might.
here.
I don't want
Now,
it to be Miascarada, but
yeah,
it
I was gonna
seems
say
like it
I
could
actually I
be.
think this might actually not be one of my people. I think that we might see because I know Maverick was kind of feeling on the outs of his previous tribe, so I could see him flipping.
There's no real alliance on this tribe, so there's
Yeah,
no real flipping to be done
yeah.
in a sense. And Makima and Peacemaker were never on the same side, so it's tough to say. The only thing is, like, Meowscarada and Toby got into a fight. Toby could play her idol here. Um, yeah, so really tough to say. This can go in any direction.
Mhm. Okay, let's see here. First vote goes to Miascarada. Second vote goes to Amusan. Third vote goes to Miascarada.
Okay.
Fourth vote goes to Amusan. 1 vote left. And Meowscarada is
No,
voted out. The final pre-merge vote.
damn it, my cats.
Wow. Okay, so look at this. Meowscarada was actually teaming up with Makima, but Peacemaker teamed up with Maverick and Amusan.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
He finally voted right.
Yeah, Peacemaker. It took him. You know what? He just doesn't vibe with his tribe. I think he's going to consider himself an honorary your tribe member because
Probably.
he might just be like, hey, I voted right with them. You guys never let me vote right in 3 tribal councils. I'm gonna side with them now.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay, let's go here to the merge and we will do our assessments.
All right. So, people that are playing the strongest game, we have been seeing a lot of mixing up and a lot that I will say on if I'm going down the list, the ones that kind of like stand out a lot, Jenna herself has not really made any moves. I think it's definitely more of Wednesday who has found the idol, not played the idol, and is bonding with Wednesday. And I think now they have a strong alliance. Caitlyn has been in this like majority on her own tribe, and she had it pretty easy on this go around. Ladybug also has he has an idol.
Mhm,
I haven't seen anything like too crazy going on in the sense of like crazy good moves. There have been people who have been with the numbers and without the numbers. I think Peacemaker is a bit of a long shot. I think Pete Mitchell, Maverick's not doing too well. I think Peter is playing a pretty good social game. He's,
uh-huh,
being able to make these alliances and whatnot. And then I would also have to say that Amusan having an idol, and also she's kind of like going to the beat of her own drum. She's
mhm.
really trying to make a name for herself in the sense of like she doesn't want to be, tied to an alliance. She doesn't think she's going to be able to, what's the right word? Have a prominent voice because like it felt like last vote getting rid of Miascarada after them having two fights, it does seem like she's able to get people behind votes
Mhm.
for, what she wants.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if we might see a bit of the street fields at it from Alisan here. I wonder if she's going to make a few more alliances, immediately get out of them after a vote, and we'll see if she ends up being in like 6 alliances throughout the game.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move forward here. Okay. Think here, who will win the first individual immunity? Makima
Maki.
wins
Nice.
immunity. Okay.
Nice.
And Maverick finds
Ooh,
the vote steal.
that's pretty good. Hopefully he doesn't waste it this time.
Yeah, he needs to use it right. Um, Caitlin and Kate find something in common.
Kate.
Yeah,
That's a
we
both named Kate.
yeah. Evelyn and Ladybug have a minor disagreements
Oh no.
as a new alliance forms between Evelyn, Ladybug, Makima, Naomi, and Peter.
Peter with his social game though.
Yeah, well, it seems like he's just making alliances, and I think what I said was right. I think he's making alliances, creating misinformation in an alliance, and then leaving. He can then leave the alliance, let them kind of like get in and argue with each other, while he kind of sits in the back and just watches, chaos ensue.
Exactly.
Okay. And interesting though, Evelyn and Ladybug getting together in an alliance after having a disagreement.
Well, it's only a minor disagreement. All right. I really don't know who it could be.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to be the first jury member of this cast. Yeah, I think it's going to be anyone,
Yeah.
anyone but Makima.
Yep.
Okay, Maverick uses the vote steal power on Ladybug.
Ladybug, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. And Wednesday uses the hidden immunity idol.
Okay. But does Ladybug use? No, he doesn't.
First vote goes to Peacemaker. So
Oh,
Wednesday
Wednesday wasted
misplayed.
it.
Second vote goes to Maverick. Third vote goes to Maverick. Fourth vote goes to Maverick.
Wow, she totally
Fifth
misread.
vote goes to Peacemaker. Sixth vote goes to Peacemaker. Seventh vote goes to Maverick. Eighth vote goes to Peacemaker. Ninth vote goes to Peacemaker. 10th vote goes to Maverick. 11th vote goes to Maverick. And Maverick is voted out in an 8-5 votes.
Dang.
Yeah, Wednesday. She voted Maverick, so she's in the right vote. Just she thought she was gonna be in danger instead.
Yeah, Jenna wasn't in the right.
Yeah,
Interestingly enough.
yeah, exactly. Almusan, Evelyn, Caitlin, Makima, Osaka, Peacemaker, Peter, and Wednesday voted Maverick. Jenna, Kate, Maverick, and Maverick's other vote, and Roman voted Peacemaker. So he did
Why do we have
technically. I what?
we had Pete Davidson, we had Pete Mitchell or Maverick Mitchell, and then we had Peter. There have been so many Peters on this
Yeah,
season.
yeah. I noticed that earlier, and I didn't say anything. But yeah, we had three Pete's.
A three
uh,
Pete, if you
three
will.
Pete's. Yeah. But now there's only one Pete's, and it's Peter.
The best
Okay.
Peter, one would say.
Yeah. Well, at least playing this game so far, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Group number one is Caitlin, Kate, Ladybug, Makima, Naomi, and Peter. Group number two is Evelyn, Jenna, Peacemaker, Roman, Toby, and Wednesday. And group number one wins reward. They win a dozen pizzas to be enjoyed at camp.
Nice.
Good for them. Good for them. And Makima wins another immunity.
All right. All right. She's showing her prowess right
This could be
now.
bad. I could see a Tori Meehan edit right now for Makima where she wins these first couple immunities, and then in the second she doesn't win this immunity, she just goes home.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I
Uh-huh.
feel like, I mean, I think the tribe is still figuring out what direction it's going to go. So I wouldn't count her out just yet.
Okay. Um, let's see here. Peacemaker is impressing the rest of the team, and Makima and Peacemaker bond slightly. And Jenna leaves the alliance with Evelyn and Kate.
Oh,
And a new alliance formed between Makima, Naomi, Peacemaker, and Wednesday.
all right. Makima is definitely putting in this work, trying to
Yeah,
make the old Joe tribe work.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I wonder if Jenna is going to Wednesday's side, though.
Mhm. Yeah,
We'll see.
it does seem like they had a connection. So um I am going to say I mean I think Peacemaker's gonna get votes. I just don't know if he'll get the all the votes or enough
I don't think
votes.
I don't think he'll get enough. No.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say Kate. I feel like Kate's become my consensus. Like I don't know what's going on. I'll just say Kate.
All right.
Okay. And Almusan uses the hidden immunity idol. First vote goes to Almusan, does not count. Second vote goes to Almusan, does not count. Third vote goes to Almusan, does not count. Fourth vote goes to Almusan, does not count. Fifth vote goes to Almusan, does not count. Sixth vote goes to Almusan,
Played
does
right.
not count. Seventh vote goes to Jenna.
I gotta get my shoes
Eighth
on.
vote goes to
Oh wait,
Peacemaker. Ninth vote goes to Jenna.
getting my shoes on.
10th vote goes to Jenna.
Son of a bitch.
11th vote goes to Peacemaker. One vote left.
Oh wait, there's gonna be a tie.
It's a tie between Jenna and Peacemaker.
I'm getting my shoes on just in case. Thankfully, I wore pants today.
Oh
So,
boy. Okay. First vote goes to Jenna. Second vote goes to Peacemaker. Third vote goes to Peacemaker. Fourth vote goes to Jenna. Fifth vote goes to Peacemaker. Sixth vote goes to Jenna.
4 votes left.
Seventh vote goes to Jenna. Eighth vote
Okay.
goes to Jenna. 2 vote left, and Jenna is voted out.
All right.
Here it comes. The glorious moments.
All right. How well can you see me right now?
Your head's cutting off here.
Uh, I might have
Okay,
to.
yeah. I don't know if you can angle it up a little.
Well, I have to.
Yeah, yeah.
How
Okay,
about?
step forward like 2 steps. Like one more.
All right.
Okay, yeah, that should be good.
All right.
Wow, that's that's great. It really, especially with no music playing in the background. Oh boy. Oh, there's the legs. Okay, there. Yeah, oh, nice, nice.
Okay.
Okay, there we
Much so.
go. Well, you have Amusan to thank for that.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I
there
hope
we
you
go,
all enjoyed
everyone.
that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you know, but apparently, back in like the original Adams Family, the original Wednesday actually did that kind of dance.
Yeah,
In it.
I've seen some comparisons to that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, good job, Ryan. Unfortunately, Jenna does go out, but she at least makes it to the merge. She gets to be a jury member at least.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, let's see how these votes played out. So, the first vote, Caitlin, Makima, Osaka, Peacemaker, Roman, and Wednesday voted Almusan. Almusan, Ladybug, and Peter voted Jenna. Evelyn, Jenna, and Kate voted Peacemaker.
Oh man, it
Okay,
just
and yeah,
it just didn't work out in her favor for this.
yeah. Well, I think it was because Peacemaker had a very good social episode this one
Yeah,
too that really made them choose him over her. Yeah, look at this.
man,
Even Wednesday switched her votes to Jenna.
dang. She was like, "No, we want to see Ryan do the dance, not you."
Yeah. Okay. Well, there goes that. Now there's only one um person here. Oh, open that by accident. Okay. So let's move forward here. Okay, who is going to win reward? Group number one is Caitlin, Ladybug, Makima, Peacemaker, and Peter McIndoe. And group number two is Kate, Naomi, Roman, Toby, and Wednesday. Evelyn does not participate and cannot win reward. As group number two wins reward, they win a trip to a burger bar complete with beer and soft drinks.
Nice.
And Osaka wins immunity. Can Makima manage to not get voted out after winning two individual immunities back to back?
I think she's got it. She has a really decent social game.
Osaka finds the end of the year tribe hidden immunity idol.
Good for her.
Okay, big episode for Osaka. Makima and Peacemaker have a major fight. Okay, so she was like, this was a mistake. I
Yeah.
should you only pretended to be friends for like an episode, and now it's going into the carnage here.
Oh no.
Evelyn and Kate's alliance dissolves as a new alliance forms between Caitlin, Kate, and Peacemaker.
So don't count Peacemaker out just yet.
Yeah, could make something and take out Makima. Yeah, I think this is a battle between Makima and Peacemaker, which have been
I think
two big
Makima.
targets.
I think Makima is going to pull through. I think Peacemaker is. Well, we're also forgetting Amusan also, she only
Yeah,
got by because she played an idol. There
true.
is that.
Yeah, they could just say, we don't like you, but we'll save you for after we get rid of the person who just made a big play.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, first vote goes to Almosan. Second vote goes to Caitlyn. Third vote goes to Almosan. Fourth vote goes to Almosan. Fifth vote goes to Caitlyn. Sixth vote goes to Caitlyn. Seventh vote goes to Almosan. Eighth vote goes to Almosan. Ninth vote goes to Caitlyn. And Almusan is
Yeah,
voted out. They just decide we're just going to get rid of her now, um, and save the Peacemaker Makima battle maybe for next episode.
yeah, that makes sense.
So let's see. We got Caitlyn, Kate, Makima, Osaka, Peacemaker, Roman, and Wednesday voted Almusan, whereas Almusan, Evelyn, Ladybug, and Peter voted Caitlyn.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right. These
Let's
are
do
our
a
top 10.
yeah, I was gonna say let's do now like a mid merge assessment here.
So what you were saying earlier, yeah, you had a rough beginning, but now you're ahead by two
Yeah.
because you got six people from your original team. I have four people. We have how many? We do have a six women, four males. And yeah, I'd say right now I think Makima is playing a really decent game. Uh, I'd have to say also Naomi, she's really starting to come into her own. I'd say those are the big standouts along with Peter. Wednesday, she still has that nullifier, and I feel like
Yeah.
she's biding her time for that big move. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, she's got more sleeper threats equity I think right now. I mean Modern Survivor, you just make a big move at final 5 or 6 and that's how you win a game now. So that's all you got to do.
or you just make fire and win once.
Yeah.
Now,
it,
that could be a discussion for an episode, really, about not just Gabler's win, but like Modern Survivor and like basically
yeah.
the strategy for that.
Yeah, maybe after 44 we could do a breakdown of what's expected of a modern survivor winner.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, I think yeah, Makima, Wednesday, Osaka. Um I think Peacemaker has like some interesting character equity in a sense of,
Definitely
he's
character equity.
yeah, he's getting a lot of screen time. Uh, Peter, I mean, we've set up the story of those alliances. Maybe if he gets to the end, some of these misinformation could come in final tribal form. So who knows? Maybe he could pitch himself well at the end. Um, Ladybug does have has also been shown quite a bit here. So yeah. Okay. Reward challenge. Group number one is Caitlyn, Kate, Makima, Naomi, and Peacemaker. Whereas group number two is Evelyn, Ladybug, Peter, Roman, and Wednesday. And group number one wins reward. They win a survivor picnic with wraps and wine, letters from home.
All right,
Okay.
nice.
And Osaka wins immunity again.
All right, okay.
Okay. Peter and Roman have a small fight. That's not a good person to fight with, Peter.
No,
I think I think I'd pick Roman to win a fight there. Roman has a major meltdown from it though. Peter was just like throwing out misinformation to Roman
no.
Reigns,
What he
and
was,
it,
what
it
happened
go.
was he whispered into Roman's ear, "Wrestling's not real," and then just triggered.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, you want to see if it's not real?
I'll show you what's not real. Throws him into the ocean.
Oh, Kate and Peter have a small fight. Oh man, Peter's misinformation has, I think, also come back to him. I think it's oh, everyone is coming to him, freaking
Oh
out
no,
about things they've heard.
it makes
Oh,
sense.
Makima leaves the alliance with Evelyn, Ladybug, Naomi, and Peter,
It's
and
just
Kate rests in
Peter.
camp.
All
He just
right.
blew up his game. I mean, his game like blew up this episode.
I think it might be. It's either Peter. I can see Makima in the sense of like it could be that okay, she's now on the outs of that alliance.
Mhm.
Um, I
Yeah.
think it's one of the two.
Yeah, I know Brantsteele doesn't do it like this, but this is episode 11, part one. Maybe this whole thing was just setting up for part two where Peter gets actually eliminated, but
Yeah.
they're just setting it up like he could go out here. Yeah. No one stands. First vote goes to Roman. Second vote goes to Ladybug. Third vote goes to Roman. Fourth vote goes to Roman. Fifth vote goes to Roman.
Oh,
Sixth vote goes to Roman. Roman is just
uh,
unanimously voted out.
yeah. It were like he got way too into that fight, and that just cost him.
Yeah. Oh, I think this was Peter's strategy was to provoke Roman, get Roman to like actually like attack him, and that way everyone like just sees Roman, this big guy, just beating up this little guy. No one wants to align with that.
No, no.
So Peter, I mean, he probably has a black eye right now, but he got a vote. He got
He's
someone out.
closer to $1 million,
Yeah.
so it's kind of worth it.
Exactly. So, yeah, we'll see if he can keep going though. Okay, reward challenge. Group number one is Kate, Peacemaker, Peter, and Wednesday. Group number two is Evelyn, Ladybug, Makima, and Naomi. And Caitlin does not participate and cannot win rewards. As group number one wins reward, they win an afternoon cruise and a feast.
Nice. So not
And Kate wins immunity.
all right.
Okay. Caitlin has a major meltdown. Kate and Peter have a minor disagreement. You do not want to have a disagreement with Peter, or at least it's not a
Oh no.
fight. And Makima and Osaka have a small fight.
They were both a little upset with each other for not winning immunity.
Yeah, they've been winning all these immunities, and now they let someone else take it. That's not okay.
No.
Okay.
I think it might be Kate Bush.
Well, she has immunity, right?
No. Oh wait, yeah, she does.
Yeah,
I think then
I
it's
think we're getting
Peter.
Peter. Yeah, I think we're getting Peter. First vote goes to Peacemaker. Second vote goes to Caitlin. Third vote goes to Evelyn. Fourth vote goes to Peacemaker. Fifth vote goes to Caitlin. Sixth vote goes to Caitlin. Seventh vote goes to Evelyn. And Caitlin is voted out in a 5 to 2 vote.
Man.
Interesting. Peter was on the outs here, but Evelyn, Makima, Osaka, Peacemaker, and Wednesday voted Caitlin. Caitlin and Kate voted Evelyn, and Ladybug and Peter voted Peacemaker.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so the Kate Alliance, I'm just going to, the Kate Alliance has now been broken up.
That it
uh,
has.
Kate Bush wanted me and he was like, okay, I guess we'll just take out the other one.
In a season where so many people share the same name, you know, we finally don't have anyone that, shares the name with someone else. Everyone's cool.
Exactly.
There's no more
Exactly.
confusion.
Yes, it is all all different now. Here at Final Eight. We got two more eliminations before the finale. So let's see who will be making it to the finale. Let's see who wins reward. Pair number one is Makima and Naomi. Seems like a strong
Beast,
team. Pair number
beast,
two is Ladybug and Peter.
the dirty
Pair
blonde
number
bros.
pair number three is Kate and Peacemaker. And then we got Evelyn and Wednesday. And group number two wins rewards, and they share it with Evelyn and Naomi. This is the barbecue with their loved ones.
Aw,
And Osaka wins her third individual immunity.
nice.
Definitely a beast on this season. Okay, Evelyn has a major meltdown, followed by Ladybug and Wednesday having a major fight.
Well, one's about positivity, the other one's very negative. It was bound to happen.
Yeah, they would not be getting along here. And then Kate Bush and Peacemaker's alliance dissolves as a new alliance forms between Peacemaker and Wednesday.
Very two unlikely people getting
Yeah.
together for an alliance here.
This is great. I love it. I love this alliance right now. I hope that they stick together. Okay. Let's see. Ladybug uses the idol on Peter.
Interesting.
Maybe thinking that he's soaked up a lot of attention and maybe he's getting gunned this round.
We'll see.
First vote goes to Peacemaker.
But that's not how Ladybug's luck works in
Yeah.
life, you know? Oh,
Second goes to Wednesday. Third vote goes to Kate. Fourth vote goes to Kate. Fifth vote
okay.
goes to Kate.
I think we're good.
Sixth vote goes to Ladybug. Seventh vote goes to Ladybug. And Kate Bush is voted out. Yeah, so was this Makima and Naomi just trying to get rid of? Yeah, it was. They wanted to get rid of the person who won an immunity challenge other than them.
Yeah.
And teamed up with Evelyn and Peter to do it.
And Kate Bush was just completely out of it. Ladybug was completely out of it, which is why he played the idol the way he did.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and Peacemaker Wednesday voted Ladybug.
hmm. All
Okay.
right. The last one before the finale.
Yes. Let's see who will win reward here. Peter wins reward and shares it with Ladybug and Evelyn. They win a helicopter ride to the Malamala Beach Club. And who will win final immunity before the finale? Ladybug wins immunity. Now that could be a curse for him because we saw what happened with Kate Bush.
Ladybug is cursed, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Ladybug and Peacemaker have a major fight. Oh, this could be Peacemaker's time. Makima has a major meltdown. Oh, it could be Peacemaker or Makima.
I think it's Peacemaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Peacemaker. He has gotten a lot of attention this season.
He's had a lot of votes just against him throughout this
Yeah,
entire game.
exactly. Sometimes, if you just get to the end and you're like, hey, I got like 20 plus votes against me,
Yeah,
like that can get you votes to win.
we'll see.
Okay. First vote goes to Evelyn. Second vote goes to Makima. Third vote goes to Makima. Fourth vote goes to Evelyn. Fifth vote goes to Makima. Sixth vote goes to Evelyn. One vote left. Does Makima or Evelyn go home?
I think it's you take out Makima.
Evelyn.
No.
Whoa, Makima somehow still in the game. Okay, so Makima, Osaka, Peacemaker, and Wednesday take out Evelyn, whereas Evelyn, Ladybug, and Peter are on the outs. Ladybug has really not been having a
Yeah,
great merge here, I think.
it's part of his luck, you know?
Yeah, he really is being the Owen Knight or the Charlie Brown.
Man.
Everything that can go against him will, even though he won that immunity. Like, I think he kind of has to win. I mean, immunity again to not go home.
Yeah. Oh wait, we're at the
Oh yeah, that's
finale,
right.
so
Finale.
yeah.
Okay.
So out of the six, so we have Ladybug, as we've been talking about. His, luck this time around is not doing too hot.
Mhm.
Um, and so like it really, I'd say it's hard for him to make it past all of this, but if he does, he can have a good underdog story. Um, Makima is someone who she's playing a pretty dominant game socially, and yeah, she doesn't have as many wins as Naomi, but like still up there. Naomi being a pretty good beast, and like her and Makima having a really strong alliance. Peacemaker is somehow still here. Has a great alliance with Wednesday, and I think that's partially helping him. And Peter, his game has kind of gone down a little bit. I haven't really seen him in control as much as he was in the beginning. Maybe, like maybe he hasn't been voted out, but definitely all his
Yeah.
misinformation has come back to bite him in this latter
Yeah.
half of the game.
Yeah, I mean his biggest move was against Roman Reigns, where he gets into a fight, gets beaten up just to to get everyone to vote him. But that's pretty much been the only time that he's really, I think, been in control of the votes. It cost him a black eye. So
All right, so
okay, if Naomi wins immunity, she's guaranteed Final Four here because she has an
yeah.
idol.
Well, Wednesday has the nullifier.
True, true. Okay, let's see who wins immunity. Makima wins immunity.
Makes sense.
She also wins a spaghetti meal and cake back at camp, and she's taking Peacemaker and Naomi, which are two of her closest allies in the game.
I think this is where Ladybug goes.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Unless they can make some crazy weird shift onto a Peacemaker or a Naomi, like because they are big threats.
This doesn't make any sense though.
Yeah,
Look,
Makima just left this alliance.
but not only that, she brought these two, on a
Did that
reward.
did,
Both
did that cause a splinter between them? Did she hate how they were like interacting with her at the when they brought her?
That's
uh,
odd.
yeah,
She doesn't care about manners. I mean, Denji is
yeah,
just like the most,
exactly.
yeah. So
I don't know. Ladybug rushed the camp for short energy. He's just hoping that he doesn't go home. He's just like, I'm just gonna let the fates decide.
I'm not. I feel like it should be Ladybug, but because of Makima leaving the alliance, I'm really interested what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Hmm.
Is she going to
Okay.
turn on Osaka?
It does seem like there might be an Osaka blindside or a Peacemaker blindside here. Okay. First vote goes to Peacemaker. Second vote goes to Peacemaker. Third vote goes to Ladybug. Fourth vote goes to Ladybug. Fifth vote goes to Peacemaker. Sixth vote goes to Ladybug. We are tied. Okay.
Do you risk your life in this game for Peacemaker or Ladybug?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but my screen is now, it doesn't even show like the bar here right now. So we have
I
no
think it's
idea.
to keep me in. I talked too much about the bar, and I was like, "All right, Ryan, you think you know everything?
Yeah, I
Screw you."
know. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but like now I can't change it at all. Like this is just this is all it's going to show us. Is um, okay. Well, first vote goes to Peacemaker. Second vote goes to Ladybug. Third vote goes to Ladybug. And Ladybug is
Uh,
voted out. Okay, now the
okay,
bars are back. Look at that.
all right. It just had to keep us in suspense.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't know why it did that, but it was just like this time you don't know.
All right.
Okay. Makima, Peacemaker, Wednesday, voted Ladybug, Ladybug, Osaka, and Peter voted Peacemaker. And then in the revote, Osaka flipped over to Ladybug. So yeah, Ladybug does end up going out here. A little more dramatic than I think we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, maybe it was idle flush because, like, but then again, the only one that knows. as far as we know, has an idol is Naomi, and she hasn't shared that information with anyone.
Uh-huh.
Uh, if Wednesday guesses right for the idol nullifier, then she can probably stop that from happening and make a huge move here.
Yeah.
Um,
I
it
think Wednesday, in order for her to win, I think she has to get to the end with Peacemaker and Peter. I think she
makes
needs to
sense.
take out Osaka and Makima back to back here for her to have a chance to win.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Immunity. Let's see who wins immunity.
Yes.
Wednesday wins immunity.
All right.
Okay. She
So,
wins vertigo. Good for her.
all right.
Okay. I think if she can successfully idol nullify Osaka and then get Makima to lose fire, I
She
think I
can win
think she
this.
she has that chance because she would then be up against two people who everyone hates on like the jury. They have caused so much like discourse.
I know.
uh, Wednesday has a major meltdown now. She doesn't know what to do. She's freaking out. Peter and Wednesday bond slightly, and Makima is completely worn out but is not giving up.
It's really tough to say because it depends on the idol play. It depends on if she uses the nullifier correctly. I mean, like, because if she thinks that Makima has it, uses the nullifier is just a moot point, but they can still get
Uh-huh.
Makima out.
Yeah, yeah. This
So
is
we'll
this is
see.
tough. Yeah. Yeah, either you just make the safe move and take out Makima here, or you try to do the I don't know fire player and convince Peacemaker and Peter to vote with you. I guess.
Well, she's already friends with Peacemaker and Peter.
Yeah, yeah, but sometimes it's hard to convince someone to vote when someone has an idol. Even if you say you have an idol nullifier, like it can
Yeah.
still be a scary like to convince. Wednesday secretly used the idol nullifier on Makima.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Osaka plays the idol on Makima?
I don't think that's right.
I don't think
they
that's right, but wouldn't it be crazy?
that would. Naomi,
No.
sorry, uses, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think Makima goes home here.
Yeah, first vote goes to Osaka, does not count. Second vote goes to Makima. Third vote goes to Makima. Yeah.
Yeah,
She was just such a big threat.
it makes sense. But now it's so if I'm doing like a power ranking with this final four, I think Naomi is on top. Wednesday's right below. And then I think it's a toss up between Peacemaker and Peter.
Yeah, I would probably give a slight edge to Peacemaker, but like mostly just because he was in a lot of the right side, whereas Peter wasn't,
Yeah.
like for
Yeah.
voting. Let's see who wins. Final immunity. Who is going to decide how fire making goes down?
Wednesday?
Wednesday wins immunity.
All right. Now, can
Okay.
this Olympian make fire?
Okay. She grants safety to Peacemaker. She wants Peacemaker in the end.
All right. But can Peter beat Naomi?
Osaka wins. Peter is eliminated.
I feel like you put Peacemaker in there because like, he looks like the person that would be better at making
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. Peter, I mean, he's like he would probably be as good as Jesse Lopez was in Fire. Maybe he can make a little thing, but not really. You don't imagine him quickly being able to make a fire.
I mean, he's good at, obviously fooling a bunch of people, but he can't,
Yeah.
convince everyone, oh yeah, there's a fire. It's
What if he
actually broken.
what if he fooled Wednesday into making her think that he was good at fire
For what benefit?
to
Just to
take
go
out
home on day 38?
because he wanted to take out Osaka. This is like, let me be the one to go in there. I can beat her.
Good
Oh,
God.
okay. We are now down to Osaka, Peacemaker, and Wednesday. First vote goes to Peacemaker.
Is he going to be the Gabler?
The game. Second vote goes to Wednesday. Third vote goes to Osaka. Fourth vote goes to Osaka. Fifth vote goes to Osaka. Sixth vote goes to Peacemaker. Seventh vote goes to Wednesday. Eighth
Oh,
vote goes to Wednesday. Ninth vote goes to Wednesday. 10th vote and winner in a 5-3-2 votes. We
you
got
know, I'm
Wednesday.
I'm very happy she won this. I mean, she did take out a big threat.
Uh,
You know, I was a little nervous because with, Modern Survivor, it's like you have to get rid of all the threats in order to win. But
uh,
like, nah, she crushed it. I'm happy.
yeah, she must have had a really great final tribal, and Naomi maybe just was just like, well, I was winning these immunities, and it's like, well, you didn't win the last two, which are like maybe the most
Yeah.
important ones, and Wednesday did. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, let's see who voted who here. Almusan, Jenna, Kate, and Maverick, and Peter voted Wednesday. I see Jenna Ortega voting.
She had to come on.
Yeah. Ladybug, Makima, and Roman voted Osaka. And Evelyn and Caitlin voted Peacemaker.
Nice.
Okay. And Pete Davidson wins the fan favorite award.
I mean, you were pretty crushed when he got voted out.
It was
So
hard. It was hard. Um, okay. So there we go. Interesting season. I wouldn't say it was the most strategic forward season. I felt like we had a few people kind of controlling the game, and
yeah.
then everyone else it just felt like they were always on the outs.
Yeah. I'd say this one had a fun, like I'd say there were a lot of fun moments throughout it. We were both rooting for Wednesday, so it was, we both were kind of like on that bandwagon. We had the Wednesday dance in this episode, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it was an enjoyable finale. I think a lot of people in that final six at least had a story for
yeah,
the season, which is nice. Um, but yeah, Wednesday I'd say is I don't think any I mean we were saying she was a sleeper threat. Like she was just kind of under the radar for most of the merge and then
yeah,
suddenly became a focal point at the ends.
nice, very nice. I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Naomi and Makima each had 3 immunity wins. Makima was the most strategic, followed by Peter, followed by Evelyn.
It makes sense. Peacemaker
Uh,
had 18 votes against him.
yeah, yeah, he was racking up those votes. Nice. Wednesday with 2. Yeah, Peter never received a single vote against him.
Man,
Okay. Well, that's going to do it here for our 2022 Brantsteele. We'll see you guys in the next one for another really exciting one that I think is going to be, a lot of fun.
I think so too. All right. Happy New Year's, everyone. Leave your resolutions down below. And
Mhm.
yeah, we'll see you next time.
Adios.
Peace.